Here we are again. Trim raw cliff, more takes, all that. And I'm fishing. You can see. There you go. Rods in the water, sun shining. It's actually really cold. I think I might just miss that one, but our fish moving. Anyway, I just thought it might be worth passing this on as like a winter tip. It's December. Can't remember what date, 10th or something. It's been between 10 and 15 degrees it was yesterday. Unbelievable for the winter. And anyway, this guy just walked past and said, oh, you carp fishing, are you? I went, yeah. He said, oh, this is really shallow at this end, you know. I said, oh yeah, I think it is, yeah. He said, oh yeah, I thought, you know, most people are in there. You'd expect, you said you wouldn't expect to see him here though, would you? You know, I'm like, why? He said, boy, you'd expect him to be in the deep water or the other side, over there. I put a plumbing rod out the other day and I got 26 feet. It's only 5 acres, this pond, so it goes from 26 feet to, I don't know, 2 foot over on my right hand side. So I understand what people are saying, and yeah, okay, usually traditional thought that especially in the winter, that the fish will hold up in the deeper areas, but that was a long time ago. We used to think like that. Things have changed, and things were probably always not quite like that. You know, if it was long periods, prolonged cold and bad weather, then maybe they would lock up. That's where the old idea that, you know, tench would dig into the mud from September till April and you could never catch one. Well, I know somebody who's just caught a tench. In fact, I talked to him this morning, just caught a tench. It's cold out there, so in deep water. Anyway, I'm just keeping my eyes peeled here. Sorry to be flashing from one side to the other, because there are fish moving, and I've just seen a fish come up over a bar out there that I know is there, and it's about, because of the rain we had yesterday, the water has come up, I would say, a foot. It's unbelievable how much has come up. But this fish is just top, just no splash, no nothing, just came straight up and straight back down. Good, at least mid-20, maybe bigger. So I thought, right, okay, better chuck a bait on that. So at the moment, I've been fishing, I hate to call it a zig rig, because it was way before that we were using this, back in the, people were using it in the 50s. Then they used to call it a floating crust rig, but I just call it a mid-water bait. So basically, I've got a sliding pop-up on a, I'm sure that's possibly not a good description, but basically it's a pop-up that will slide from, you know, the bottom, right at the bottom, up to the surface. So it's a sliding mid-water rig. And you've got, oh my god, that car's just cast straight into the trees. Anyway, you've got to be prepared to do things like that, because these fish are moving, and if they're moving, you know, they're probably moving in, certainly in 4 foot of water, they're going to be moving somewhere in the middle. You know, they're not going to be cruising along the top. That is very unusual to see them in the winter like that, but they might be just below the surface. So that's why I've got this sliding mid-water rig, and I've just got a yellowish, it's one of my old shellfish extra pop-ups, which I'm hopefully going to be doing again soon. But plenty of attraction, yellowish, here comes the wind, can you hear that? That wind is cold. And if he swims past it, maybe he'll just grab it like salmon grab, you know, lures or big flies when they're swimming upriver. They don't really want to eat them. They just, you know, annoys them, so they grab it. And I think this may be a bit the same, carp fishing with mid-water rigs. So I've got one of those out, and then over here, I'll show you, over here on the reeds, and just off the margin, where's the lens? Just down here. Sorry about that, a bit clumsy, but there you go. I've got 2 big PVA bags with a mixture of boilies and a bit of hemp, and soaked in hydrocore. This one is the ambuteric hydrocore that I'm using, and I will be selling again soon in litre bottles. It's great, it's a fantastic product. It'll turn any bait into a super bait, and if there are fish out there, they will pick up on it straight away. I'm going to do a video next week actually to show people what it does, hydrocore, if they haven't seen the old one I did, probably 10 years ago. So all in all, you know, bait presentation, got an 18mm bait on the back of a size 4 super specialist with braid and so on. If anybody's interested, I could probably do a video on rigs that I use and that I've been using for, funnily enough, on this water for 55 years. Am I really that old? Yeah, I am. Same thing still work. I don't need all this plastic and drop the lead and anyway, not going to get a job with tackle companies like that, am I? But anyway, there you go. Tell it like it is, that's me. So anyway, the point of the video, I've been rambling on here, but the point of the video is look for shallow areas in your lake, especially if you've had westerly, oh no, sorry, I thought it was a fish. Especially if you've had, you know, anything above 10 degrees and you've got westerly or south or southwesterly winds blowing into those shallower areas. It's absolutely worth fishing them right through the winter, January, February. That's what I do. You know, okay, I do occasionally, if we had prolonged amounts of freezing cold and easterly winds, I will go and find myself a little spot in deeper water, because they will feed and they will be in there. But that's why I'm fishing today for 4 hours in the sunshine, top temperatures, wind blowing in here into the shallow areas, and it's proved it because I've seen fish topping. Seen 3 fish there come right out of the water, you know. So what do you say? They're definitely here. If they're going on the munch, I've got baits in the right places. And so anyway, don't avoid the shallow water in the winter. And if you've got a shallow lake near you, a completely shallow lake, you know, sort of 3 or 4 foot, those fish are going to move all winter because they can't do anything else. They might sit under bushes, they might not move as much as they usually do, but they've got to eat, they've got to find food to keep themselves warm because they're in such shallow water in the cold months. So there you go. Don't avoid the shallow water. Today's winter tip. Thanks. Bye.